So just see or hear, it is about to start raining, and that's fun. I'll go hang out in the rain later. Make sure I have my stuff up in the fan. All right. So I entitled this "Wellness is a Way of Life," and it is. um, there are people who live like sickness is a way of life, and how can I explain this? Our actions are a part of what makes us who we are. Our actions are part of making us who we are. And that includes how we carry ourselves, how we dress ourselves, how we practice hygiene, how we feed ourselves. And I'm not just talking about food, and how we see the world. And if, okay, let me put it to you this way. If you're surrounded in a world that is I don't want to say nothing, but I hate talking in absolutes, but if you live in a world where the majority of the time you're um, trying to fix a problem, or you're trying to avoid a thing, or hmm yeah, basically if you're trying to avoid something or you're trying to fix a thing, you're living in a world not necessarily of sickness, but you're definitely not living in a world of wellness, in a world of being. Like the alternate title I was gonna give this, and I might still do another one, is like wellness is just being and living versus, okay, I think I'm back. I don't know what just happened. Yeah. Um there is a storm that is about to happen here in at least in Georgia. So interesting. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that there are people jumping on here are either bots or children trying to play that game. That's what I figured out at this point now. Um, you're addicted to a game. Okay, I don't know what you're trying to get me to say or do or whatever, but this is about being well. Okay, so this is about treating your body to its best so that you can function to your best. Okay? So unless you want to be about that, learn how to treat your body well. I don't know what else. I'm not talking about those kind of things. I'm talking about health and wellness. Okay? All right. So I just got good news though. I was helping someone, and and that's the thing. I want to, people ask me all the time for years, like, well, what do you eat? What do you put on your hair? What do you put on your skin? Why do you like, how did you do that? They ask me, and I hope this channel is a way for me to help people. And I'm going to put my yellows on right now. So, um, people ask me all the time, like, well, how do you do, like, why, like, you what? How old are you? Like, all the time, all the time. And I don't go around, I don't know. There's a lot of things I do and don't do. So one of those things is I don't let people worry me. That's one of the major ones. Like we don't do worry over here. All right. Now meantime, let me see if I can get over here so I can look more into the chat. I see the chat, but I also see their children trying to play a game here over here. Um I see they left some of them. I wish there was a way. I'm sure there is. If I was into cyber security or whatever, I'd find their ISP or whatever, call their parents, be like, why are they on grown people stuff, messing with grown people, right? So yeah, that's how I roll. Now I'm gonna keep this on. So yeah, that's how I roll. Now it's funny. So yeah, so I'm gonna keep this on while I also have some courses I need to work on. Um, I just uploaded a wellness menu for people who like they keep like I said, people ask me, well, what do you eat? What do you like? What herbs do you take? Like all the time, people ask me this stuff, and I tell them whether they do it or not. I don't know, but I've gotten to the point where I do want to share more of what I do for my wellness and sending people to a location for them to go get those free things, and they're free um things, so that they don't have to keep asking. So it will be in the description of this video. I'm doing that right now. Putting it in there. Okay. And I will go over it. Maybe I'll do a video on that one day. I don't know, but we'll see. I don't know. So wear my yellows because there's a lot of light going on right now. And I got things to do. All right, so let's look at my wellness menu. So I made a little wellness menu, and I'll just, like I said, I'll talk through it because people ask. And, they ask, but then I think people also get intimidated by, well, then how do you use it? Because, there's lots of things you could do. There's no one way to wellness or healthiness, right? Um, so I leave it up to how you want to deliver it. So again, I got good news today because somebody who I was working with, at first I was like, are they going to do this or not? Are they not going to follow my directions or not? I'm not a doctor, but I help people in a lot of ways, and so I talked to them this morning, and they were like, "Yeah, you were like, yeah, you told me to do this," and then my nurse was like, "Yeah, they." I was like, "Why you gotta wait?" Okay, yes, thank you. I'm glad your nurse told you to, but I was telling you, I'm not here to like ruin people's lives. So yes, let's go through the wellness menu. All right, the one that I made, the one that will be on this. Actually, you know what I should do first? I was in the middle of trying to what to describe it as. Like, what should I say? Because it's already up on my Thinkific account. Like, I have an account for a lot of my people that follow me to go get resources and things. So I'm thinking I should call it well, it already has a name. So it's a wellness menu. Think about, okay, so when I designed it, this is how I thought about it. So you know how like some people have like takeout menus on their refrigerator? So I put it in brochure form, hoping it's 3 pages, hoping that yeah, you put it on your refrigerator. I want people to see it and use it, and maybe it's 3 pages of a brochure template. Now, I don't know if I would ever turn it into a magnet for people to buy. Maybe, but it's 3 pages though. So that's the thing. Like, and the reason why, sorry, it's 3 pages is because I'm also putting on it not just the thing it is, but how it's useful for you and how you can use it. Okay, so it is informative. So, yeah, it's called Wellness Menu. So this is what I'll do. Um, Maybe I should just go through it first, and then I'll just link it later. Well, I'll be on here live. We'll see how long I'll stay on here. All right, so the number one thing, let's start from the top on this brochure. So when you get your brochure, it will be free. You must invest though. So the first item on there is aloe vera. I just got my mother some aloe vera. She just asked me for some, and I sent her some. I grew up having aloe vera in the house anyway. So most people know the benefits of aloe vera. But did you know you can consume it into your body too, as well as on your skin? So the benefits of aloe vera are it soothes burns, it's skin irritation, supports digestive health. There was a time where I used to drink aloe vera juice, and just for whatever. All right, so and how you would use it: you apply the gel topically or consume as juice. But make sure it's prepared for internal use. So you can drink aloe vera, or you can put it on your skin or in your hair. It's up to you. But I, I will say this: I grew up learning how to, put herbs, I guess people call it the herbs and berries and the juices and stuff in your hair. But I'm also like, why not put it, why am I not consuming this? Then I won't have to put it on my hair. That's how I see it. If I take it into my body, eventually it's going to be my hair. Right? So yeah, I'm not saying don't put it on your hair, but you can also consume it. All right, so that's aloe vera. The second thing that I definitely keep on stock in my house is lemon balm. Lemon balm is a stress reducer. It calms you down, relaxes your body, your nervous system. It aids in sleep. There was a time where I had insomnia, and I mean for years, because I used to work a job where I had to do like the night shift, and it kind of threw me off for a long time, even long after I stopped working at that particular job. And every once in a while, even now as an educator, as a teacher, sometimes I try not to stay up too late because I have to get up so early. But every once in a while, it'll happen. But I've gotten a lot better over the years with my sleep hygiene, and that's a part of wellness as well. A lot of people don't think about that, but they do. So lemon balm. Lemon balm, let me say this again, is it reduces stress, anxiety, and it aids sleep. You can brew it as a tea, or you can use it as an essential oil. You can also, I have it right now as a tincture, and that's my most favorite way of consuming a lot of the herbs and supplements that I have in tincture form. I also like capsules versus tablets. Capsules meaning like the little um, plasticky looking things, because then it's actually the herb. The reason why I'm not too jazzed about tablets is because of the fillers. We don't know what's in the fillers. Sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's stuff you could be allergic to. Sometimes it's stuff that has nothing to do with your health at all. And why is it there? And then, even then, you don't know the percentage of how much is being used in those tablets for them to legally say, oh, it's a blah, blah, blah tablet. But how do you know? You don't, unless you saw them making it, right? So those are the things that not only do you take these items, but also think about how it's being made, how it's being used, or how it's being made. Um, and yeah, so tincture form, the process itself is so like intensive and it takes a lot, and that's why they cost more, because you're actually getting more of the element versus a tablet. Okay, just a FYI there. All right, so yeah, so lemon balm. Let's see what else. And next up on this list, now I don't use this. And in fact, I'll talk about the next two things that I don't use, but other people use them. Um, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'll talk about it in a minute. All right, so St. John's wort. A lot of people should have heard of St. John's wort, and then the benefits of for mild depression and mood disorders. Most people use it as a tea, capsule, or in a tincture. It's in parentheses that it says consult a healthcare provider before use. That's one of the reasons why I don't use it, because it does interact with other medications. I'm not on any medications, by the way. Not any. None. Zero. No medications. There's nothing that I know is wrong with me. No medications. I take supplements, herbs, vitamins, and minerals. That's it. Okay? I don't take medications. But if I found myself in a situation where I needed to take a medication, they would ask me, well, what are you taking? I have to bring them a list. This long list of stuff. But yeah, so I'm not dealing with depression or mood disorder. There's other things I would take before I would take St. John's wort, but you know, it's available. I put it on the list because you can easily find it if you need it. Okay, but please check with a doctor first, please. Okay. Then the next thing on this list is valerian root, which again, I do not take valerian root because of its effects. That's why I choose lemon balm over it. So I hear valerian root is good for if you are having insomnia. It is known for its sedative effects and insomnia and anxiety. Um, I would not take, because I take lemon balm. I've made my choice. I see the benefit in lemon balm over valerian root. So a lot of the things that I can suggest, you don't have to take them all. You just need to figure out what works for you. Okay. Um, so hopefully if you have any questions, pipe in there, I definitely will take questions. Let me check the chat here too while I'm over here. All right, so yeah, I'm getting through this. I would have made a formal video, but it's whatever. It's also, I don't know. I feel like I just want to get this information out there to y'all. And there are people who, they just be out here stealing people's stuff. I mean, I need to get over that. It's like information is information. All right, so while we're at a break here, on this first page, I did put tips for using herbs because, again, I'm in a couple of other groups. I try to help people, and I'm glad some people in the groups are mentioning this more. It's like, I think a lot of people assume that if you take a herb, oh, do I grow herbs? I have in the past. The only reason I haven't, like, I kind of dropped the ball because I'm too busy trying to work on fixing up my kitchen. I want, I have like my herbs over there that I pick. There's some that I'm okay with buying because of what it is, and then there's some that I have to be careful of where I get them from. I try to be local. There's at least one place. No, there's a couple. Let me take that back. There's a couple of places I can go to that I trust. There's a couple of brands. uh, Let me see. Let me re-say that. A couple of companies that I deal with online that I trust. Okay, with them for years and years and years, and I know that they are not a fly by night, and I know that they most likely they grow because again, I studied the company themselves. So there, let's see, what have I grown in the past? I've tried mint. I actually had a lemon balm, and unfortunately, I moved it to the backyard, and it got fried. I'm so sad. So my lemon balm is struggling back there in the backyard because there's no shade, and I'm probably because I know lemon balm grows fast and it spreads. You got to put it in a pot. Please put it in a pot, okay? I know where I can get more easily, so it's not a big deal that I don't have it. Um, I do plan on, there's some thunder there. I do plan on growing them when I move my kitchen to like understanding where it is right now. Right now, I'm in the middle of deconstructing that kitchen, taking down some cabinets and stuff. Yeah, so there's that. But yes, when I am at my parents' place in their homestead, uh, my mother she has sage, oregano, basil. What else did I get from there when I was there last? She gave me chives, but there was like an accidental tomato plant there for which it's still alive out there too now. It survived the sun. I don't know how, but it survived. Um, I want sage, like all of that stuff, but I also want to make sure that it's gonna grow well. Like it's great sun back there, but it's the sun has been way too sunning this summer. Um, so if I can make sure I have a way to make sure that they don't die, because the sun burnt seriously. Like I was a little disappointed. Lemon balm can survive almost anything except for apparently the sun. um, yeah. So yeah. So let me give you some more tips. Thanks for asking, Laura. Okay. Any other tips about herbs? So yeah. So please make sure if you are taking herbs as a supplement, have that on record for your doctor, because a lot of times, a lot of medications, and I've said this in a live before, a lot of the medications that have been sold to people, there is an herbal equivalent. And what they have done in the chemistry labs is they've learned to tweak one or two of the molecules of that natural herb to turn it into a pharmaceutical medicine. And you don't want to overtake those things. Okay? Just like just because it's natural doesn't mean that it won't kill you. Okay? So, I'm telling y'all, there's some stuff out here that it will end you. And I'm super careful. Like it's almost like me, between me and my mother, we both, that's why she still has the other book in on the homestead. I want her to have that book there. She uses the internet a lot, but she'll be the first one to get on there and be like, well, does this herb interfere with this medication? She gives me stuff because she may have bought something, an herbal supplement, and then she realizes, like, once she's done the thing, she's like, oh, I can't use this, and then she'll give it to me. So there it is a thing. So please, okay, we're not saying that the doctors are wrong. We want to work with them. Okay, they can only do so much. And as I just said before, the person I'm working with, he's got a whole crew of doctors. Okay, I'm not saying I'm better than them. Please use them. They're body mechanics. I can't sew nobody up. Think of it that way. I cannot sew you up. I mean, I could probably try, but I'm not going to do that. Okay? Please use your doctors. Work with them. Some of them don't know the new things that are coming, the new way of understanding health. Some are, and they're learning and they're adapting. Some are still on the trajectory of pill, 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 prescription, prescription. Some of them are still on that. Some of them are growing. Some of them are working on it. But let's help them. Please tell them what you're taking. Okay, so there's that. And then the starting slowly. I mentioned that in this freebie too, because I had, and this happened to me, for I tried a certain thing and I tried to go hard and fast on it. And then the next thing you know, I'm like, stomach problems. It's because you tried to do too much too fast, too soon. So start off slowly. All of this should work in your body, work with your body, not on your body. As in, it's not a instant. All the things that the movies and TV have taught us about whatever magic and spiritualism and herbals and stuff like that, it's not instant like that unless it's poison. Okay, poison is different. There are poisons out there, but some of these effects are going to be subtle, like with I am definitely going to, and I got seeds this summer too for ashwagandha, because I've been using ashwagandha for years. I love ashwagandha. I love it. I love it because it's a subtle effect for me when I started using it. And now everybody's using it and they've dropped up the price of ashwagandha. So now I have to grow it myself. But anyway, so start off slow. Make sure you let your healthcare providers know what you're taking. Okay, when they ask you, they want to know. And that was another thing that I was helping my person with. And I have a friend who's a nurse. She is a harm reduction now. She's in the harm. What harm reduction is teaching people how not to kill yourself if you're taking recreational drugs. Okay, let's just be real out there. Some of y'all are taking recreational things, and the healthcare system, they're not the police system. Okay, they're not going to arrest you if you tell them that you take I don't know, let's just say heroin or whatever. Okay, that's not their job. They just need to know so that they can help you, so they can, figure out, well, what's going to counteract with this heroin so that we can help you. Okay, so when you don't tell them what you're putting in your body, they can't help you. That's my PSA for today. And that's what I told my person. I was like, that's not their job to put you in jail. That's too much work. They got enough work on their own to heal you. Just tell them what you took. They'll probably say, please don't do that, and that's it. Okay. So yes. Now, this is also something. It's kind of funny, but not funny. I know. Eventually, I have a lot of dried flowers and things like that. I'm looking at my stuff right now over there. They might have to be replaced if you don't store them properly. Okay, if you don't put your herbs and your stuff in a cool, dry place away from, wetness or direct sunlight or something like that, it's gonna spoil. Okay, some things need to be stored certain ways, because a lot of the things I used to make stuff for people too, especially like oils and butters. I it I was not putting preservatives in them. So I told them, you need to put it in a refrigerator or a cupboard or something so that it will last and so that it won't spoil as well. So when you go to the store and you buy, say for example, like a lotion, a lot of those lotions also have alcohol in it. That's a preservative. That's not for your benefit. That's just to keep the product lasting longer so that you can come and buy it. Okay? There's people put preservatives into the products so that they last longer. That's I can't even remember last time I ever bought lotion because I don't know. I bought oils and shea butter, like raw shea butter. Luckily, I live in Atlanta. You can get tons of it all day, every day. Go to the African shops. Clear. Okay. Um. So yes, I don't buy lotions and stuff like that. I make my own. All right, and yeah, so make sure, and again, the high quality sources. So yes, I'm I'll look into that. The the one company that I do like a lot, um, Rose Mountain Herbs. I'm just go ahead and say it, Rose Mountain Herbs. I've been using them for years. Like I used to even get a catalog from them and stuff, like little lit catalog and stuff. So I trust them. Okay. Um, and they do sell herbs in bulk. So there's that. But yeah, so there's that. So far so good, yes? All right, so let's keep going down the list of my freebie here. Um, Garlic. Garlic is one of the easiest things you can. Oh, it's raining. Oh, sorry, it's fun. Sorry. One of the easiest things to. Let me take off my thing and enjoy the rain here. And turn the light off and enjoy the rain. Do I do that? Should I do that? I want to do that. I'm turning the light off so I can enjoy this. All right. All right. So I'm enjoying the rain. All right. So garlic is one of the easiest things you can easily grow in a pot. So a lot of this stuff, some of this stuff, I'm telling you, you can grow in a pot, y'all. If you've got a stoop, you got a windowsill, you can grow some of this stuff. It's possible. You can do it. Garlic, okay? Known for its antibacterial and antiviral properties. When people make things like fire cider, they include garlic. When they tell you, oh, you got a cold, gargle with garlic and salt. That's the thing, okay? Um, or you can just have it as is. I used to even have like you can buy it as a tincture if you want to. Um and when I bought it as a tincture one time, just as for fun or whatever, of course, again, it's still kind of pricey for you can get a garlic clove for what, $3, but a tincture is more like $12. Use it to cook with. It's pure, like the essence of garlic, pure garlic. Um, and that was fun. I use that. I would take it around with me if I'm traveling. It would be something to travel with. So yeah, you can cook with it, eat it raw, put it in a tea if you need to. I'm reading the thing. All right, so put it in your meal, raw for maximum benefit, or take it as a supplement. Some supplements, like garlic, for example, I don't think they put fillers in. Especially, again, if you go to certain places, get them as capsules. I don't know if I would take it as a tablet, though. Because it's a capsule, all for it. It's like, because it's easy to grow. Some herbs are so easy to grow, it wouldn't matter where you got it because it's easy, it's plentiful. Then there's some that are less plentiful that I would be wary about where it came from, what it is being mixed with, because it is more expensive. Okay, so those are the things you got to be careful of. All right, so there's garlic, and then I'm going to the other one that I use almost every day, and maybe that's why I'm hyped now. Ginger, yes, ginger. All right, so I just encourage again my mom to grow ginger. She has ginger powder and all this other stuff. I'm like, ma'am, here you need to be growing this too. So I plan on growing some ginger in my house. Okay, it's easy to grow. Um, and I use it all the time, like all the time. So it aids in digestion, reduces nausea, has anti-inflammatory, anti anti-inflammatory properties. You can use it as tea, in smoothies, and in cooking. You can chew it. You can make candy out of it if you really wanted to. Sorry, ouch, I just hurt myself. Uh, yeah. There's so many things you can do with ginger, and once you get like a one of those little roots of it, you can grow it. And then with that, say I put them all in an interesting way. I don't know when I organize this thing. And then the next one I'll talk about is turmeric, because you can do the same thing with turmeric as well. Turmeric, and I use turmeric a lot too. Turmeric, it has curcumin in it, which is like a spice. Um, and this particular spice is what gives it the heat, and it's also good for your heart. It also helps with anti-inflammation, okay, and antioxidant. Sorry, I'm belching because what did I eat earlier? A cucumber. Sorry. So you can use it in cooking, in curries, soups, or you can take it as a supplement. I take it as a capsule, okay, daily. Because as a musician, I also was worried about my fingers as a guitar player. I was like, I don't want my guitar fingers to ever like get the arthritis or whatever, you know? So I started early on the turmeric. I'm good, you know? So I take turmeric um pretty much daily along with ginger. Okay? And I believe I've never tried to grow turmeric, but turmeric looks a lot like the ginger and what else does it look like? It looks like a little bit weird carrot. I'll just say that. So when you see it in the store and in the produce section, it looks like a little weird looking carrot thing. So you can also, I believe, grow it at home as well. So that's something else that once you buy it in its raw form, find a way to see if you can regrow it at home. That way you don't have to worry about buying it again. All right, and then there's peppermint. I see I put it all these in the same peppermint. Peppermint now, that's the devil. I love peppermint. It's hard to grow, but once you get it growing, it's all over everywhere. That's another one that please don't put it in your yard and think that it's not going to overtake everything. It's going to overtake everything. Put it in a pot. Okay? So when I decide, like there's peppermint, then there's spearmint. I like them both. I feel like I prefer spearmint over peppermint, but they're both really good. Like I don't think one is better than the other. I think it just has a different kind of flavoring, if that makes sense. Um, Peppermint though helps with your stomach. Is a little gentler than ginger. So if you had a kid or child with like a tummy ache or something like that, and that's usually what I do in the classroom too. I keep peppermint tea in class, along with some peppermint sometimes, because sometimes the child will be like, my stomach hurts, and I know they just ate a bunch of junk. I'm like, here's some, try this, you know. So I'll brew them a little tea. I have a tea station in my classroom. I'll brew them a little tea, have them sip a little tea, little tea, think they're doing something, and settles their stomach. Um, it also helps release headaches. I also have it as oil. So again, when a child comes up to me saying, my head hurts, I was like, here, smell this. Headache's gone. Give them a little rub. Like I also practice uh what would we call EFT tapping, but it's the practice of massaging the meridians in your body. So there's that too. So a lot of this stuff I help with I use in my classroom. Like, yeah, I do. And so what I'm gonna do, yeah, that reminds me, I need to upgrade my essential oils. Usually I ask the the parents. I have stuff. Yeah, so when a child comes up to me and they said they either have a headache or a stomach ache, peppermint. There you go, done. So it aids in digestion, relieves headaches, reduces muscle pain. Um, and usually when they're sad, yeah, when a child is sad and crying, especially in kindergarten. Oh my gosh, I used to use that all the time. They're like, so and so just pushed me. Oh my gosh. And they're just like, it's the end of the world for them. And they're not hurt and they're fine. I'm like, oh, okay, here, sniff this. They smell it and they start to feel better. I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all the secret sauce. If you're a parent out there, yeah, you need to have some peppermint in your life. Seriously. Um, so aromatherapy. Yep, that and let's see. Let's keep going down the thing. All right, so chamomile. I drink chamomile. I don't drink it a lot because I use lemon balm instead. So there's a lot of things that I'm giving. You don't have to have all of them because a lot of them serve a lot of the same purposes. It's just up to you on do you want to use that or not. So I have chamomile, but I prefer lemon balm. Chamomile is even more mild. So if I had to say like strength wise, I guess chamomile first. Like I'm not a doctor. I would sooner give a child chamomile tea over lemon balm. Okay. So again, chamomile promotes relaxation, reduces anxiety, aids in sleep. Brewed as a tea or as an essential oil, along with lavender on the list. This lavender and chamomile and peppermint, kid friendly all day. Okay. So and now let's talk about lavender. So lavender also reduces stress, promotes sleep, helps with skin conditions. A lot of people don't know this. I've done this a couple of times. Did you know you can put lavender on a burn and it will heal a burn? Mm-hmm. Yep. It will. It will heal a burn. So lavender oil, you can make it, buy it as an essential oil. I haven't tried growing it. It is hard to grow, you know. So, but I do trust that it is so plentiful in the world that I can usually buy it in certain places and feel okay that it's quality. I don't have. Ooh, I do have dried lavender. I do actually. Is that it? Across the room. All right. So yeah. All right. So use it as essential oil, aromatherapy. Apply diluted oil topically. Like I said, it does heal burns. I would add a little bit of oil with it, unless you just want to smell like lavender. Just saying. All right. Then there's this one. I don't take it again because of I feel like a lot of people can take it. I don't know why I don't take it because I use other stuff. I don't want to. I don't know. Echinacea. That one, my mother, she uses it. Echinacea. She does take medications. Um, it boosts the immune system, helps fight off colds and infections. You can use it as a tea, take it in capsules or tinctures. Echinacea. Okay. I personally don't use it, but my mother does, and she does take medications for various things. Okay, so there is that. Uh, and then, last page of this thing, more stuff that I use, and a couple of things a couple things I don't really use. Maybe I should use more often, but then again, I use it in other stuff. All right, rosemary. That's one of my players, one of my top. In fact, rosemary is in the bathroom right now. Rosemary oil, so many uses, so many benefits. Okay, I would love to grow some, and once you start growing some good quality rosemary bush, oh my gosh, you'll have it. Okay, all right. So rosemary improves the memory, aids in digestion, and it has anti-inflammation properties. You can use it in cooking. You can drink it in a tea. You can use it as an essential oil. Okay, I use rosemary when I'm brushing my teeth, when I'm prepping my skin. I it I take it internally. It's like if people were to check, I guess I don't know if they were to try to figure out, well, what is she made of? Rosemary. And turmeric and ginger, pretty much. So yeah, so it has so many benefits. It is my definitely, if I had to be like, oh no, I need to get out of this house fast and I can only take three things, that would be one of the things. Rosemary. Must have. Okay? So many benefits. Okay. Rosemary. And then cinnamon. Now, I love my cinnamon. And there's actually two, I don't want to say two versions of cinnamon. There's like a cinnamon that's the real cinnamon, I guess. And then there's the cinnamon that's like fake cinnamon. Same thing for frankincense, I believe. So when I just got my mother some frankincense, so she also uses that, but I didn't put that on there on this guide, frankincense, but I'm just saying. Frankincense is also good. But cinnamon, both versions, either one, if you get it out of the store as a supplement, it should be okay either way. Now, if you're taking it as a supplement, it will help regulate your blood sugar level and is antibacterial. Okay? So notice a lot of these things that I roll with a lot, and this is long before 2020 and the sickness and stuff. I was a teacher, friends. Okay? So I'm used to like little children all up in my face like this, hacking and coughing and sneezing all the time, and I got tired of getting sick. It's like I didn't want their germs anymore. I was done. So I learned what's gonna help me. Okay, I have not gotten, knock on wood, not gotten anybody's sickness. Now I did get the COVID once, and it was through a child. The first week we got back from school. And that was like 2 years ago, and that's how I know. Okay, now everything else, whenever they have the stomach bug floating around or the flu floating around or the whatever crud is floating around in the classrooms, I don't get it. I don't get it because I take all this stuff. Okay? I use this stuff. The stuff I'm telling you about is easy to get. You can grow it. You eat it every day. I don't get sick like that. Okay? Now, I do have allergies. I have hay fever. But when it comes to like a bacteria floating around or a virus, a stomach bug floating around, I don't get it because I take this stuff. So cinnamon. Okay. So yeah, so I take my cinnamon right now as a capsule. I could, I guess, put it in tea if I wanted to. If I wanted to, like, really make my tea bar at school fancy or something. Like, I kind of want to rebuild my tea bar a little bit this year. It's like, yeah. So I could open up the capsule, I guess, and put it in there, but it's like it's already in a capsule. It's just take it, right? So yeah, cinnamon. Lots and lots of cinnamon in my life. Then let's name some things I don't really use, but I probably should use more often. Fennel. But I don't need it because I take other things like ginger. So see, again, back to the reason why I don't use certain things because I'm not doubling up on certain other things. So fennel, if you're taking ginger, I don't see why you would be taking fennel unless it has other properties that you want to take on with fennel. But fennel is an herb also. You can season it in your food, that kind of thing. So fennel, it aids in digestion and relieves bloating. So I don't have a bloating issue because I also don't eat things that bloat me. So I don't need it. You can use the seeds in cooking or brew it as a tea. And that's all I have for that. Because, I don't really know too much about fennel, but I feel like if I'm going to get into seed cycling, and that's a way of hormone balancing, I've been thinking about that for a long time, for like a year or two, that I want to start a protocol on that, but I want to study up on making sure I have all the things ready. And if you're willing to do the seed cycling challenge with me, just let me know. But anyway, so fennel. Then there is sage. I love sage. It's not the best tasting thing in the world, but it's good for you. I have it as a tincture. So every once in a while when I'm like having tea or something, I'll just drop some of that in the tea. Okay, sage. It's known for your cognitive health. So back on that. That's why I do the rosemary and the sage. So known for its cognitive health benefits and its antioxidant properties. Okay, so antioxidant just means it turns over your cells faster. So um, think of rust. Okay, our bodies are very much like metal. If you don't take care of our body, we rust, we age, right? Antioxidant means turns over the cells faster and not corrode. That's what aging is. Is when your cells turn over slower and age at the same time. It's like he's rusting basically. Um, so yeah, so you can use sage in cooking. You can put it in like anything really, anything savory, especially. So if you like to cook, say if you're like putting it in pastas, I guess rice, stews, soups and stuff like that. Put it in there. I know my mother grows it. That's how I know. Like, she'll go out there and pluck some, throw it in, that kind of thing. um, then there's thyme, the spice. I don't use thyme as a. I think I have some somewhere. As I'm getting the kitchen ready, I'm also packing things away, so I think I have thyme. I don't use it as much. It is also an antiseptic, antibacterial, and it supports the respiratory system. So that's also something that, if you wanted to have like a soup or a tea or something, a savory tea. So notice a lot of these teas that I'm mentioning, I don't add sugar to them. Like I don't even add honey, but you could add honey. I don't add sugar to tea. I just drink it because it's not about the taste. I'm just tell y'all now. Okay? Or you can acquire the taste. Okay? We'll talk about that. That's a whole nother conversation. But, thyme, the spice. Um, and then there's basil. Love basil. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised it's not its own vegetable. Like, I think people should be eating basil like a vegetable. All right, so basil, it promotes relaxation. I should be consuming it more. Reduces anxiety and aids in sleep. You can brew it as a tea or use it as an essential oil, or you can just put it in your food, right? So, I love uh, what you call those the salad with the basil, tomato, and the cheese thing. Yeah. So those are my faves. So when our school used to make those, and I think we're gonna go back to that. I'm hoping because we have all the ingredients. We grow basil at school. We grow tomatoes at school. I'm gonna need y'all to get those cheeses together. I'm gonna have to tell chef, let's get it. But so yes, uh, basil is another wonderful spice. And then there's oregano, of course, because again, I'm putting all these things together in a certain thing. Uh, Oregano. I don't use it as much. I should. I use oil of oregano. Now, there is a difference. There's oregano, and then there's oil of oregano. And I was looking for my oil of oregano, speaking of. And like I said, I think I've already packed it away somewhere where it burns, but it will kill something in a second. I promise you. It will kill whatever. If you feel like you got something coming on, put it in whatever you're drinking for a couple of days, wipe it right on out. I'm telling you, but it will burn you if you're not careful. It will burn. Now, regular oregano, I feel like I hear that it does the same, but if you really need something in a pinch and you're just like, look, I got something to do next week and I can't be sick, oil of oregano. Now, regular oregano, it is antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, all the good things. Okay, you can use it in cooking. Take it as an oil. or in a supplement. Now, I can get you more information on the oil of oregano because, like I said, you got to be careful with it. It will burn you. You can make what you call it, a salve with it, with like shea butter or something. Um, you can rub it directly in your skin. I've not tried that before, but I would put something with it first because it does burn. It will burn you. Okay. So there's that. So yeah, so this is all the things that I put on. It's a 3-page brochure guide that if you print it out, put it on your refrigerator, now you know, you got it. Okay, I want it to be something that people use and have access to. Because people just like they just ask me, they keep asking. I'm like, I'm not doing anything in particular that's out of the ordinary on the basic level. Now there are other things that I am doing. Um, this summer I am definitely trying to be as uh, seasonally eating as possible. Okay, a lot of herb, like a lot of veg and fruit. So I have one final peach in the refrigerator now. I just finished my cucumber. I think I have to go shopping tomorrow. I have my what else is in there? Sweet potato. My mother's growing some. I should, like I said, I think I said it in another video. I need to get her slips. Uh, I need to start growing my own sweet potatoes because yeah, they driving up the prices of those too, y'all, and I can get them for free. I ain't got time for that. Okay, just saying. Um, Brussels sprouts, they're hard to grow, so I'm okay with buying them. And yeah, so my daily thing, like as long as I got my basics going, you know, that is your health. That is your wellness. I think too many times people wait until they get sick and then they're like, well, I need to get better. I was like, yes, that is your wake up call. But I heard this said a while ago. Wellness is what happens in between doctor's appointments. That's where your health is going to be. In between the doctor visits. What you do in between then and now. Okay? So when you go to see the doctor, they're like, oh, all's well, all is good. For which again, my person, they gave me the report. They were like, yeah, they said, see you next year. I was like, okay. So we were working for, a few months and there's still some things that he still needs to be doing and he's going to be doing it. But yeah, we want quality of life. I'm not trying to like avoid death. Like we are all going to die. Okay? Let's just face the facts. I'm not saying that I'm avoiding death. I just don't want to be a certain age and be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't even stand up." Like I will say this, my mother, she is, how old is she? Actually, both my parents. Both my parents are in their early 70s. Okay? My dad is about to have his birthday in a couple months. But neither one of them have knee problems. Isn't that one of the common things people talk about? Knee problems all the time. Neither one of them have knee problems. My dad actually was in a car accident when I was like 8 years old, I think, and injured his knee. Okay? Like actually had a knee injury. And he does not have knee problems because of other things he has done over the years. Okay? So neither one of them have knee problems. What else? Now, yeah, there's other things that are happening. Of course, your eyesight gets, troubled. Um, both of them have removed teeth. That can't be healthy. Like I think about their background, they both grew up before fluoride in water. right? So you also have to, consider the history of certain people and their background. My mother grew up on well water. Okay, she grew up in a on a farm, literally having nothing but well water. And she told me when she started getting pregnant, she started having problems with her teeth, and that totally adds up. It happens. Okay, my dad grew up in a neighborhood, but I don't think they were doing fluoride in the water. I don't know, back then in the 50s and the 60s or whatever. So there's that. They also have a better background. I think this is my theory. Better background up until their 20s of eating habits, because they both, even though my dad did not grow up on a farm, my dad had farm adjacent uh, resources, if that makes sense. So they didn't have, like, they had doctors, black doctors and stuff, but sometimes they didn't have anybody. There was nobody. Who's gonna come save them? Nobody but themselves. Okay, this is in the South. Healthcare in the South was, you better go see the root lady or whatever or whoever. You better go ask mom and them. You know what I'm saying? So they have a better background or foundation of eating habits. So by the time they got into, I guess, in their 20s and started eating processed foods, it didn't affect them as much as children growing up now, growing up eating processed foods. So, yeah. And we've always, like I said, I literally, I put this in a live before. One of these books I grew up on, this Encyclopedia of Herbs, it was in the house. And then the other book is still there. Like, I think I was there, what, a few weeks ago. I'll let her keep it. We'll see for how long, but I might be taking that book too. but uh but yeah, we grew a lot of our food. Even me. Yes, I had processed foods growing up, but not as much as a lot of people. I remember, like, before my grandfather passed, we were in those fields setting out those sweet potatoes, those peanuts, that corn, those beans. We were doing that work. That okra, we were doing it. Those, like, do you see my look? We were out there doing it, and I was eating that stuff too, along with processed foods until I got into college. And then by then, I was already thinking I was gonna be a fruitarian. So again, yeah. So if Philly Cat was here the last time I was on, yeah, that's where my conversation turned into that. So I mean, I saved myself from a lot of um, food product poisoning, but I didn't completely escape it. I will say that. My 20s and my 30s, yeah, I wasn't eating the best, but I was doing better than most people too. And that's not to say that I still can't be affected. Um, if I go back to eating completely processed foods, you know, but I'm mindful. I have to be really careful about what it is I eat, um, because I want to have a flexible body, a healthy life. A lot of it is how do you want your body to work? Then that's how you need to be eating. Again, told my person this morning, I shout out your nutritionist, okay, in this team. Okay, so I might be the coach. You got this doctor, this doctor, this doctor, this doctor. They got you the surgery, yes. Got you the treatments, yes. Your nutritionist is the one. She's the star of this. Cause they can treat the illness, they can treat the malady, but you gotta regrow your body too. And it's through food. Okay? Medicine ain't gonna regrow your body. Food is. Herbs are. Minerals will. Amino acids can. Okay? All of those things will do that. It's the food. real food that's going to help you. Okay, so always think about that. Um, I I do have a video that I filmed the last time I did go grocery shopping, and I need to edit that because it does go through not everything, but what at least what I bought and my theory around why I bought it. So I'll edit that video, put it out, let people know it's not this major thing, y'all. It's not as hard as you think it is. It takes some focus. Too many times we let the TV or the radio tell us what we should be eating. And I've said this, and I'll continue to say this. If a food has a commercial, you probably should not be eating it. Okay? Because we know we should be eating. Our body, it's like it's a natural thing, right? When was the last time there was a commercial for, I don't know, yeah, for lettuce, a carrot, okay? Because they know we need to eat it. They know we need to eat. But then, unless it's what, Del Monte or whatever those companies are that do canned foods, why are we paying attention to commercials? You know you gotta eat. You know you gotta eat. But ask yourself, why is this commercial trying to get me to eat their food? What, like, why can't me just looking at it, like if I was walking in a garden, would I be able to recognize your food if you're advertising it to me in a garden or on a farm somewhere? When I first started teaching in 2006, I believe, one of my first assignments, and I started off doing long-term subbing, and that means for months at a time. So I was in a fourth grade class, and I think I don't know what I was talking about, and it was about it was a writing assignment or something, and I was like, well, tell me about your favorite food or something. Maybe that's what it was. And then I was like, oh, so they were like, I like hamburgers. I was like, oh, well, you could talk about like how like the cow and the blah 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 blah. And then they were like, what? And I was like, what do you mean what? There's like, I said a hamburger, not a cow. I was like, oh honey, do you not know where hamburgers come from? They're generations now at this point, because I'm sure those children are now in their 20s, almost 30 years old. I hope they figured it out. But there's whole generations of people watching TV commercials for their food suggestions and have no idea that beef comes from cows, pork comes from pigs, chicken is chicken. Like, they're too busy looking at a chicken nugget. Okay? A slurry, like that's chicken slurry. Okay? So they don't even know what real food looks like, some of them, some kids. And that's unfortunate. Okay? And I'm talking about Western world. And I'm not talking about third world. Like, and I hate saying that. Third world, there's no such thing in my opinion. Children who are less advantaged than, I'll just say this, if your child has a cell phone, if your child has access to TV, your child has access to electricity, and they don't know where their food comes from, that's a problem. Because there's kids out here that don't have that stuff, and they know that their vegetables come from the ground, their fruit comes from a tree or a vine. They know this. Okay? Sometimes our convenience makes us dumb. Most kids will say, oh, I get my strawberries from the grocery store. It's like, but where do you think they got theirs from? Okay? There's so much we have to learn. There's so much that I would love to help more people teach. There's a lot of people out there doing the good work, right? All right, let me pull up. Sorry, I'm not leaving. I'm actually leaning up so I can turn on my computer. All right, So yeah, so I just had to wake up my computer over here. So um, there's there are people who are really trying to do well by kids, mentally, physically, spiritually, okay, and grown-ups too out there. And yeah, so now that I have my thing, I don't know. So now I'm back to the description of this download. So yeah, you'll get this thing for free. As soon as I pull it up here, I'm trying to figure out, well, what can I say? It says in 250 characters or less, describe your digital download. Okay, so first of all, I'll say it's free. I wish this was a speech to text, but it's not. So I'll just have to lean up a little bit. Sorry. Um, and type this in. Free starter guide to improving your overall health. So yeah, because like I said, I'm not a doctor, but if you keep, this is how I thought about it. When I got sick, people get sick or people are unwell for certain things. And this is how I had a thought experiment about it, and this is how I came up with what I came up with. Most times people get sick because of bacteria or a fungus or a virus, right? So attend to your immune system. Okay? Sometimes people get sick because of um, toxins in their body, cancers, right? Poisonings. I wouldn't necessarily call that help from your immune system, but more of your lymphatic system. That's to get rid of toxins, like your daily toxins out of your body. So that's your immune system, your lymphatic system, and then aging. Aging not in a way of like, well, oh, I want to be cute forever. It's like, well, I just don't want my knees to be hurting. I don't want my joints to be hurting all the time. Like, why my body hurting? I don't like this. Like, I just woke up, right? So attending to rejuvenation. A part of my thought experiment was thinking about how our bodies regenerate, how our bodies heal. At no point in time in our aliveness, if you cut yourself, and I told my parents this too, when I figured this out, no matter how old, if you're 8 or 80 years old, the moment you cut yourself, your body is going to work to heal. It will go into healing mode. Now, the 8-year-old might heal a little faster, depending. The 80-year-old might heal a little slower, depending, okay, on certain conditions. But both cases, you cut yourself 80 or 8 years old, your body is going to work to heal. You just need to help it. And all death really is the loss of the vital mechanisms your body needs to rejuvenate itself. Okay, let me break that down. And then I will probably end this live. So because it's almost, well, it's getting time for me to focus on something else. All right, so what I mean by that is, say for example, let's go back to that 80-year-old person. When people say that people die of natural causes, it's probably because, they've used, say, like, for example, their heart. Let's just use the heart as an example. Your heart's been pumping for 80 years, right? It's tired. If you did not give it enough of the minerals it needs to rejuvenate itself, its cells, rejuvenate and fortify the vitamins it might need to keep going, and taking care of the system, the circulatory system in general. That's why people talk about cholesterol and all this other stuff, making the heart work harder, right? To pump that blood through the blood vessels. Cholesterol is just chunks of fat, I believe, you know, that couldn't be used, the bad fat. And your body is trying to overwork itself. It's overworking, okay? And you're not regenerating it. You're not giving it what it needs to restore itself. So when a person has that heart attack, it's because they just it just ran out of materials that it needed to be able to stay strong and healthy. Okay? So natural causes. Same thing with a stroke. So stroke can happen anytime, and that's where you have a glitch, basically, a glitch in your circulatory system, to where a vessel in your circulatory system bursts, pops, explodes. You might have an aneurysm, you might have a stroke. If you're not taking care of those tissues, then that's what causes that. Okay? Stress, not eating well, not regenerating your tissues. I like saying tissues like that. That's funny. So that's natural causes. And again, no, as far as I can tell, nobody has found a way to escape death, but we can make our lives a lot easier. Nobody should be having heart attacks at 20 years old. But yet here we are. Nobody should be having heart attacks at 20 years old, but yet it's happening. 20-year-olds should not have high blood pressure, but yet they're out there. They're out there. And they're too busy trying, I don't know. Like, it makes me wonder, what is the thinking behind some people? And quite honestly, I don't think there is. Because nobody told us about how to take care of our bodies. Because health class has been taken out of the school system. All last school year, I was on it, y'all. Let me tell you. Woo, we had a sick class last year, and I didn't get sick. Again, knock on wood. But I was telling them, I was like, listen, this how germs are spread, and this is how you stay healthy. So stop, with the snot and the stuff. So it's not that hard, but we must rethink how we treat our bodies. How do you want your body to work? Then that's how you need to treat it. Okay. Yeah. So let me overall health. Sorry. I got on a tangent there. So hopefully you were rocking with me. Overall health. So as soon as I finish this description here, I'll link it into the video. I'll link it to the channel as well. There is a life audit video. Actually, if you have the life audit, I owe you something. So a lot of people have it, but they don't know how to use it. I have something for you for that. So I'm going to send it to those folks who have already picked up the life audit. If you're watching this video and you haven't taken the life audit, so again, go to the link. I'm trying to see if I can attach it to the other thing, how to use it. If not, I'm going to have to find a way to make it where people can go see it or listen to it. Really. Maybe that will be easier to go listen to it, and it'll be unlisted. Yeah. Because my Thinkific is being interesting right now. So all right, so let me finish this up for y'all. Thanks for hanging in there with me, learning a little bit about herbs and veg, fruits and veg. I've also been testing out the waters of being not, I don't want to say vegetarian or pescatarian. I still enjoy eating animal products. In fact, I have ghee in there right now. Ghee is some, it's like an animal fat that is super, super clarified and strong. Great for brain health. So it's not like I'm avoiding animal made products. I told somebody a few months ago, you might want to not be taking any pork or chicken right now, because if you're following, that's something else that my mother does have, like she's on top of those recalls out there, the food recalls. She'll tell me, she's like, oh, you know, some this and this and this is recalled right now, as in the food recalls. There's swine food going around. I don't know if y'all realize this or not. And it's being cross contaminated already. I don't know how bad it is, but I've stopped eating chicken. Uh, I want to say like it's been since January on purpose. Okay. Um, I definitely am not. You know, I like bacon, but I don't eat pork anymore, because it does carry a lot of parasites easily, and that's a lot of things. That's something that I think a lot of people don't realize. Like pork can carry parasites a lot easier than pork or uh, chicken. I still enjoy my seafoods. I love my salmon. Um, I want to get into more sea vegetables. I love my kale. I have kelp often. Even sardines and krill. Lean into those. I'm telling y'all. People talk about sea moss a lot, and that's why the price of sea moss is going up. But there's other sea vegetables out there that you can have that are good for you. Okay, maybe I'll do a series on that. That might be my next experiment. I need a new experiment. So as I'm ending, I guess the plant-based one or seasonally eating one, I know I'm gonna need more protein. Going back into the onto the job fully. So that's the reason why I you can actually get more protein out of vegetable, but I do enjoy eating, you know, seafood and stuff like that. All right, so yeah. All right, so it is the storm has gone and the sun is back out, and as you can see through my glasses, I guess. I'm gonna take a stroll outside. I'm going to cook my mushrooms. I have some mushrooms that I need to cook before they go bad. So yes, and I also want to grow mushrooms too. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, so thanks for watching. Hopefully, you partake of this wellness menu. Let me know in the comments what you think. Reach out. Community tabs out there. Okay, I might even put it on the community tab, just because, you know, a lot of people don't always uh, stick with the full video to hear what I'm saying, you know. So all right, friends, take care. I gotta go cook up my mushrooms. Oops, sorry, bumping my thing here. All right, see ya. Bye. Take care.